Hello, in this Excel tutorial video we'll be working on the second part of the data workup from Experiment 2 in Chem 1b, in particular adding two least squares regression curve fits to our cooling curve. I'm going to open up the Excel file that we worked on previously, and I've opened up to a tab with one of the unknown freezing point measurements. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of the data and plot it so I can get a feel for what it looks like. I'm going to click on the top left cell. I'm going to hold down the Shift key and use my right cursor to move over a column, and then hold down both the Shift and the Control and the down arrow, and that will select all the way to the bottom of the data. I'll then click the Chart Wizard, and I want an XY scatter plot, and I'm going to use this line without points option. And this looks pretty good for here. I'm going to add my axes. My x-axis is time in seconds. My y-axis is temperature in units of Celsius. And my chart title will be freezing point for the unknown. I'm going to get rid of the grid lines again and get rid of the legend. And I'm going to leave it as an object in this sheet for now. Now when we look at this curve, we see two regions. We see a steep initial cooling region where the liquid is cooling down towards the freezing point. Once it reaches the freezing point and starts freezing, the curve is a shallower slope, but ends up being more or less linear. So we have two regions we want to do a curve fit in. On this top region, I'm going to visually estimate the range that I want the regression to fit from about here. If I put my cursor over it, I see that's 12.5 seconds. And I'm going to say I want to go down to about 29.5 seconds. If you remember, we're going to use the slope function. And I want to start with my y values, 12.5 down to 29.5. Need the y or the x values also. Okay. I'm going to want the intercept over that same range. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to copy what's in the cell. So I clicked on the cell and I cursored over the text, red X button, and change the name from slope to intercept. This is an easy way to make sure you get the same range. I'm going to move these over actually, select the two of them, put the cursor on the area around it, the box around it, move them over one, and label this slope 1 and intercept 1. And that's going to be that top region. The next region is going to start about here, so 76.5 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and run it to the end. So slope 2 and intercept 2. And we said it's going to start at 76.5 and go all the way to the end. The easy way to get to the end is hold down Control and Shift and the down arrow, add a comma, cursoring up to the same region here, Control Shift down, close parentheses, enter. And I'm going to use the same trick to get the same data range. And change the function. Okay. The next step is going to be to add the lines to the plot so I can see what's happening. And I'm going to use separate ranges for the two of these. I'm going to add some space here. Rather than putting them on the full range as we did before, we can enter a line just by giving it 2 points. And for this first region, I want my fit area to run from a y value of about 25 down to 0. So for that, I'm going to enter a y value of 0 and 25. I can calculate the x corresponding to those y values is equal to the y minus b with an absolute cell reference divided by the slope with an absolute cell reference. And that's going to be my fit data for my fit line 1. For my fit line 2, I'm going to say I'm going to plot from 0, an x of 0 this time, so I'll put it in a left-hand column, and I'm going to run out to, say, about 275, or let's say 300. I'm going to calculate the corresponding y is equal to the slope times the x value plus the intercept. Go to the chart, source data, on the series tab, add a new series, and this series is going to have x values here and y values there, and you'll see that gave me a curve fit through that first region. I'm going to add another series with x values of 0 to 300 and y values there, and that yellow line is giving me my other curve fit. I'm going to select OK at this stage and come in and change the color of this yellow because I find it hard to see, and I'll just pick a red color. What I've managed to do at this stage is perform 2 least squared regression analyses, one on the early region and one on this late region, and in the next video we'll look at how to find the exact value of temperature at that intercept, which is the freezing point.